Hello everyone, welcome back to the workshop. So this is going to be season 2 of Blacksmith Question of the Day. Hopefully you guys will enjoy this. It's been a while since I've been in the comment sections, and I figured it'd be good to take and do a real quick roundup of some questions and answer them here live on YouTube. Well, not live, this is a pre-recorded video, but we'll get right into it. So all these questions are coming from the pre-cut farrier tongs or forging and reviewing the RX09 tong blanks. So if you haven't seen those videos yet, those are like a pre-cut tong blank. Definitely check that out. That'll be linked up in the description and at the end of this video. So feel free to check out that video if you want to watch how it's put together and you know what we're referencing. So, Manga 12, I believe that's Jeremy, Manga 12 said, and you let it cool naturally so it don't get as much stress in it. Is this correct? So that was the first question. Thank you, Manga 12, for that question. In the video, I answered this. I actually answered this towards the end of the video. The reason why when I do each step in a process, like twist the jaws, and before I go working on the reins, I let the jaw area cool down naturally, is to alleviate stresses, just to let it normalize. If you quench it off, you have to understand that you've put the grain structure of this tong under some pretty severe stresses by not only twisting it, but then hammering out that twist. It's a really good idea to take and let it cool off naturally. One of the other things that is a really good idea is to make sure that it's cooled off naturally, is that way it makes it easier to drill normalized steel than steel that even though it's mild steel, it still has just enough carbon in it that it toughens up and it'll wreck your drill bits, you know, by just quenching it off at a nice bright heat. So I don't recommend doing that. Just let it cool naturally. Start on your other pair of tongs that you got, and then go on to your the rest of the stuff. So yeah, so thank you, Manga 12, for asking that question. The next one comes from Mule Kick Forge, and he asks, does the ears serve a purpose, or are they just for aesthetics? So the ears in question that he is referring to are the, you'll see on tong reins, sometimes in farrier tongs, they'll peak up like that and go down. The simple answer, I don't know what what the ears are for specifically. What I think that they are for is to help you whenever you're holding it, maybe not to slide your hands up the reins as far and potentially grab the hot end. I don't think that's really the case, but I don't really see a whole lot of purpose in them myself. Some might say it's structure, but if you are a farrier out there and have been for a lot of years and you know the secret to that, go ahead and drop your comment down in the comment section down below and let everybody know what the purpose of those ears are for. I personally think it's just an aesthetic styling choice, but they may serve some greater purpose. So sorry I can't answer that one, but it's a good place to ask it so you can find out the answers from our very knowledgeable community here on YouTube. Let's go on to the next one. The next question comes in from James Brandon, and he asks, you said farrier tongs, but I'm not sure how they work. What's the dimple for? That's a great question, James Brandon. I could ask that same question myself. I have been told that the dimple is to reduce the surface area of contact, so this way that the outside edge, if you will have a increase in pressure to be able to bite onto the shoe, you know, the horseshoe itself. Now that is what I have been told. I don't know if that's correct or accurate, but I'm definitely open to suggestion if somebody again wants to drop their comments down in the comment section down below if you know what the dimple in the center is for. Usually on farrier tongs you'll see that they're cupped. They have some sort of dimple or cup shape in the center, and then they're round and they hold flat stock or they hold horseshoes. I'm not sure what that is for, but I would assume that it's to get a better grip on flat plate because there's less surface area touching, and so therefore the pressure where it is touching increases, and maybe that potentially holds the stock a little bit better. It would be an interesting thing to try out, but great question, James Brandon. Next question came in from Nikos Toss, or has. Greetings from Hellas. Don't know where that's at. I'm assuming maybe Greek, in Greece somewhere. What kind of iron is that pair of tongs from? And how many inches of thickness is it? So, easy answer to that. It's probably cut from flat plate steel, and I would assume that it is mild steel or some variant of mild steel. It's not high carbon steel or anything like that. And as far as the thickness is concerned, they are approximately a ½ inch thick. I think, if memory serves me correctly, they were nearly a ½ inch thick, so probably closer more to like 3/8 inch thick. So really good thick tongs for pre-cut tongs. You definitely won't have any problem with those tongs holding up over time on the rains and such like that. Okay, the next one comes in from Thomas Brighton, and in fact I got this question a lot over the tong making series, the complete tong making series that I made on the RX tongs. And it was and it's about left-handed or right-handed. But let's pop this up from Thomas Brighton. Roy, if you were left-handed and making this tongs to hold in your right hand, would you reverse the twist of the first step? So, great question. In my opinion, the tongs are very linear, okay, in nature. Some guys say there's a difference between left-handed and right-handed tongs. I can pick up any style tongs, hold it in my hands, and go to work with them. I haven't felt a difference personally in the way I make tongs. I can make tongs where the jaw goes to the right, jaw goes to the left. Again, when you put the other jaw over it, it centers everything back up. So to me, I don't believe that it matters much. Now, some people who might be a little bit more finicky when it comes to their forging, it may matter to them quite a bit, and that's okay. But as for me personally, I don't think it matters that much on whether there's a left or a right-handed option. The big key here is, like with any tong work, is if you go left, left, left when you're making tongs, or you got to do the same if you go right, 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 right? Like, so everything's got to stay going the same way. You make basically two tong halves the same way, and then one flips over on top of the other one, generally speaking. So that is what my recommendations would be just for tong making. Just keep with whatever you're doing. If you want to go to the right and try them that way, go to the right and try them that way. If you want to go to the left, try them that way, you go to the left and try them that way. But as soon as you flip the tongs over in your hands, roll them around in your hands, you're either holding a left pair of tongs or a right hand pair of tongs. So to me, it doesn't really matter in how you hold the tongs. But that one's subject to debate. Drop your questions, your comments, or your disagreements down in the comment section down below. Okay, so that's basically it. That's the questions I'm going to answer to that one. This is a longer blacksmith question of the day, naturally, just because it is the first one of season 2 of this. If you have a bunch of questions, you're just new to blacksmithing, and maybe you think I've already answered these, which there's a chance that I already have, go back and watch all of season 1. It's the very similar thing, just like what you see here, if you like this blacksmith question of the day. And also make sure to watch all of season 2 here as we go through the blacksmith questions of the day and go forward. And hopefully, hey, you never know, maybe I'll answer your questions in one of the next blacksmith questions of the day. So that's it for today. God bless you. Thank you so much for watching. If I have earned your subscription, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.